All right, get ready, because today we're going deep on this idea of a winner's image
Yeah.
and how it can get this actually transform your life.
It's pretty powerful stuff.
It is, and the source material we're using is a YouTube video
Yeah.
called The Secret of Self-Image, Bob Proctor,
I've seen that one.
from the channel John Duong, and it's got a lot to unpack.
It
So
really does.
let's dive right in.
So right away, the video kind of hits you with these two different views of the world.
Okay.
Like, one, it's all struggle, right? Just this, like, harsh reality.
Yeah.
And the other, it's like this amazing adventure, And it makes you think, like, why would anyone choose the struggle view?
Right. If those are the two options, why wouldn't everyone just go for the adventure?
Exactly. But then it gets into this idea of winners, the people who, like, actually achieve extraordinary things.
Yeah, right.
And it argues that they're tapping into something called their, quote-unquote, higher self. And inside that higher self, they have this image of perfection they're always working towards.
So, like, they can see their ideal selves, and then they kind of grow into that image.
Yeah, exactly. And the video gives examples like Edison, Bell, even the Wright brothers.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
They all imagined a world that was different, and then they took action to make it happen.
It's incredible when you think about it, how their inner vision actually changed the world.
It really is.
So this Bob Proctor guy, his research was all about this connection
Right.
between what we see in our minds and what we achieve in life.
Yeah, pretty much.
But how do we actually, like, access this higher self?
So this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Proctor uses this analogy of the mind as a circle.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And it's split into the conscious and the subconscious.
So is it kind of like an iceberg? Like, we only see the tip, but there's this huge part underneath.
You got it. That subconscious mind, that's where our self-image is.
Okay.
And it's running the show behind the scenes.
So it's like an autopilot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Guiding our actions and leading to, whatever results we get.
Yeah.
But what if my autopilot is, like, set for crash and burn? Can you even change that?
That's the good news.
Okay.
We can totally reprogram it. Like, think about a salesperson
Right.
who always hits those $1 million targets.
They must have a pretty solid self-image.
They do. It's like their subconscious is locked on to success,
Even when they face setbacks, they just keep going.
Exactly. Their autopilot keeps steering them back on course.
But what about someone who's, like, always stuck, always getting those D grades, for example?
Yeah. In that case, their self-image might be holding them back.
So it's not just about wanting a different life, it's about changing the picture in our minds.
Yeah, that's the key.
This is starting to sound pretty empowering,
It is.
but how do we actually make that shift?
Well, the video gives this great example, Carol Benz.
Okay.
The guy who invented the automobile.
Oh, right, yeah.
He didn't just, like, dream about a horseless carriage. He went out and made it happen.
Well, he was definitely a winner.
Right. And the thing is, he started by asking himself two questions. Am I able? And am I willing?
I bet 99% of people stop right there,
It's easy to let fear and doubt take over.
Absolutely.
But Benz, he had to face the possibility of failure, ridicule, all that.
Yeah.
But his belief in his vision, that's what helped him overcome those challenges.
So it's not just about the idea, it's about believing in it completely.
You got it. And the video even mentions that Benz saw obstacles as illusions.
Illusions.
Yeah, like he imagined walking right through a ladder instead of climbing over it.
I love that image. It's like saying, I'm not even going to acknowledge those limitations, I'm just going right through them.
Exactly. It's a powerful mindset shift.
So how do we actually start building this winner's image for ourselves? I know the video talks about a program, right?
It does, and that's where it gets really practical.
Okay.
It's all about consistent effort over 90 days.
Whoa, 90 days. That's a serious commitment.
It is, but transforming our self-image, it's not a quick fix.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It takes a structured approach, and that's what the program provides.
So it's not just about, like, wishing and hoping. It's about putting in the work.
You got it. It lays out specific actions, like watching the video daily, listening to recordings, and doing these visualization exercises.
So it's about constantly feeding your mind with the image of the you want to become.
That's the idea.
This is all making sense, but I have to ask,
Yeah.
what about when things go wrong? Like, how do we maintain this winner's image during those tough times?
That's where those optical illusions the video uses come in.
Okay.
Remember those? The young gold lady, the face of us?
Oh, right. Yeah. Those are pretty trippy.
They are, and they show us how our perception can totally shift depending on what we focus on.
So even when there's negativity around, it's about choosing to see the positive.
Exactly. It's about focusing on what we want to see.
And the video encourages us to really adopt a winner's perspective, to see harmony and abundance, even in difficult situations.
You got it. It's like training your mind to look for opportunities, even in the middle of challenges.
I like that.
Instead of dwelling on setbacks, you ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow?
It's like instead of being a victim of our circumstances, we're taking control and choosing how we see things.
Exactly.
I'm really starting to see the power of this.
It is powerful.
But I have to ask about the specifics of this visualization thing.
Right.
Like, what does that actually look like, and how often should we be doing it?
So the video recommends setting aside like 10 to 20 minutes, 3 times a day, for visualization.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is, but it's about finding a quiet space, clearing your mind, and really vividly imagining the life you want.
It's not just seeing it, though, right? It's about feeling it, too.
You got it. Engage all your senses.
So if I'm picturing myself achieving a goal, I shouldn't just see myself crossing the finish line. I should feel the joy of that moment.
Exactly. Imagine the emotions, the sense of accomplishment.
It's not just intellectual, it's emotional.
Yeah, the video actually calls it emotionalization.
Oh.
And it's a key part of the process
Yeah.
because it's not enough to just understand your goal. You have to feel it as real.
That makes sense because that's how our subconscious mind really gets on board.
Exactly.
So we're visualizing, we're feeling it, but the video also mentions writing down our goals.
Right.
Why is that so important?
It's all about getting specific.
Okay.
When you put things into words, it takes those vague desires and brings them into focus. The act of writing, it helps solidify your vision.
It's like taking that mental picture and turning it into a blueprint for action.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
But this program, it's not just about the mental stuff, right? It also talks about our appearance and taking action in the real world.
Absolutely.
It's about aligning our outer presentation with the winner's image we're building inside.
Yeah, like even small changes in how we present ourselves can send powerful messages to our subconscious and the people around us.
Like that example from the video about Cary Grant.
Oh, yeah. He basically acted himself into becoming the person he envisioned.
It shows how our actions and behaviors really shape how we see ourselves and how others see us.
It's powerful stuff.
It makes me think about all those times I felt stuck.
Yeah.
Like my clothes, my surroundings, everything reflected that feeling.
It all ties in together.
So if we want to feel like a winner, we need to start acting like one even before we see the results.
That's the idea. And it's not about pretending to be someone you're not.
Right.
It's about aligning your actions with the vision you have for yourself.
That makes sense, but let's be real. There are going to be times when we face setbacks or challenges.
Of course.
How do we maintain that winner's image when things get tough?
That's where those optical illusions come back in.
Okay.
They teach us that our perception can change based on where we direct our attention.
So it's about choosing where we focus our energy.
Exactly. The video encourages us to see the positive, to see the harmony and abundance, even when things are difficult.
I get the idea of visualization, but is there a danger of getting lost in fantasy and not taking real-world action?
That's where the discipline of the program comes in.
Okay.
It's not just about daydreaming, it's about taking concrete steps toward your goals.
Right.
The visualization is a tool to fuel your motivation, but it has to be paired with action.
So it's like having a powerful engine, but also a good steering wheel.
I like that analogy. You need both to get where you're going.
This is all starting to make sense, but I'm curious about what people can do to put these ideas into practice.
Well, a good place to start is by incorporating a few minutes of visualization into your morning routine.
Oh, okay.
Just imagine yourself successfully navigating the day, accomplishing your tasks, feeling confident.
It's like giving your mind a pep talk before you even get out of bed.
Exactly.
Huh.
You could also try listening to affirmations or motivational podcasts while you're getting ready for work.
Those are great ideas. What about incorporating gratitude into our lives?
Absolutely. Take a few moments each day to reflect on what you're grateful for.
Even simple things.
Especially simple things.
Okay.
It's about training your mind to focus on the good.
It's like we're actively training our minds to look for the good even when things are hard.
Exactly. Another powerful tool is creating a vision board.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
It's basically a visual representation of your goals and dreams.
Like a collage.
Kinda. You collect images, quotes, things that resonate with your vision, and put them all together on a board.
And the idea is that you look at it every day to stay inspired.
Exactly. It's a tangible reminder of what you're working towards.
His is all so insightful.
It really is.
I'm already thinking about how I can apply these ideas to my own life.
Me too.
And the key is consistency, right?
Absolutely.
Make these practices a regular part of your routine, and you'll see the transformation happen.
It's like building any new habit. It takes effort and dedication.
But the payoff can be incredible.
It really can.
So, to wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's recap the key steps to building a winner's image.
Yeah, let's do it.
First, you got to get clear about your vision.
Right.
What do you truly desire? What does success look like for you?
It's about knowing what you want.
Then, you need to believe it's possible.
Right. Even if you don't have all the answers yet.
And then comes the commitment.
Are you willing to put in the work to face the challenges?
Exactly, because it's not always easy.
And once you've made that commitment, it's time to put the program into action.
Right. Start visualizing, use affirmations, write down those goals.
And don't forget about aligning your outer world with your inner vision.
Yeah, pay attention to your appearance, your environment, the people you surround yourself with.
It all matters.
And throughout the whole journey, check in with yourself regularly.
Yeah, make sure your actions are aligned with your goal.
And make sure you're staying true to your vision.
Exactly.
Those are all fantastic points.
I think so too.
So now let's get into some practical strategies for making these principles a part of everyday life.
Sounds good.
We already talked about incorporating visualization into your morning routine, right?
But you can also practice it before bed.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I often find myself replaying the day's events in my mind before I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Why not use that time to visualize positive outcomes instead?
Exactly. It's a great way to end the day on a positive note.
And another helpful practice is creating a gratitude journal.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Each day, write down a few things you're grateful for.
It can be anything, big or small.
I've heard that keeping a gratitude journal can actually change your brain.
It can. It helps reduce stress, improve sleep, and boost your overall well-being.
And when you feel good, you're more likely to take positive action.
Exactly. So another great strategy is to surround yourself with inspiring content.
Like books and podcasts.
Yeah, anything that uplifts and motivates you.
It's like creating a positive echo chamber for your mind.
That's a great way to put it.
Instead of negativity, you're choosing to focus on content that supports your growth.
It's all about being mindful of the information you're taking in.
This whole conversation has been so eye-opening.
Me too. I'm starting to see how powerful these principles can be.
It's amazing, right?
What about you? What's resonating with you the most?
I'm really struck by the emphasis on emotionalization.
Oh, yeah.
It's not enough to just think about our goals. We have to feel them, experience them as if they're already happening.
That's where the real power is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, the power of the subconscious mind.
By feeding our subconscious with positive emotions, we're programming it for success.
It's like planting seeds and nurturing them.
And eventually, those seeds will grow into the reality we desire.
Exactly.
Well, we've covered so much in this deep dive.
It's amazing how much we've unpacked.
But unfortunately, we're out of time for this part.
Already.
I know, but don't worry, we'll be back for part 3.
Looking forward to it.
Before we go, I want to hear from you, our listener.
Yeah.
What resonated with you most from this conversation?
What are you taking away from this deep dive?
What actions are you thinking about taking?
What part of your life are you most excited to transform?
Those are some great questions to ponder.
Take some time to reflect.
And we'll be back in part 3 to continue the conversation.
See you then.
Until then, keep diving deep, keep exploring, and keep believing in the power of possibility.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a big commitment, but that's really the point, right? Transforming our self-image, it's not some like magic trick.
Yeah.
It takes real work, and that's what this program is all about.
It's like a structured approach to, I don't know, rewiring your brain.
That's a good way to put it.
So it lays out specific actions like watching the video every day, listening to those recordings, and doing those visualization exercises we talked about.
It's all about like feeding your mind with that image of the you want to be.
Makes sense, but what about when things go wrong?
Yeah.
Like, how do we maintain that winner's image when we're in the middle of, a tough time?
That's where those optical illusions come in.
Oh.
Remember the young old lady of the face says?
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
They show us how our perception can totally change just by shifting our focus.
So even when we're surrounded by negativity, it's about choosing to see the positive.
Exactly. Focus on what you want to see.
And the video encourages us to adopt that winner's perspective.
Right.
To see harmony and abundance in all situations.
Yeah, it's like training your mind to look for opportunities even when things are tough.
So instead of dwelling on setbacks, we ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow?
Exactly. It's like flipping the script, right? Instead of being a victim, you're taking control.
Okay.
You're choosing how you interpret what happens to you.
That's powerful stuff.
It is. But let's get into those visualization specifics.
Okay, yeah.
Like, what does that look like? How often should we be doing it?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
So the video recommends setting aside like 10, maybe 20 minutes, 3 times a day for visualization.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. But it's about finding a quiet space,
Yeah.
clearing your mind, and really vividly imagining that life you want.
And it's not just seeing it right. It's about feeling it too.
You got it. Engage all your senses.
So, if I'm picturing myself achieving a goal, I shouldn't just see myself crossing the finish line.
Right.
I should actually feel the joy and satisfaction of that moment.
Exactly. Imagine the emotions, the sense of accomplishment.
It's not just intellectual, it's emotional.
Yeah, the video calls it emotionalization, actually.
Oh,
And it's a key part of the process.
because it's not enough to understand your goal, you have to feel it as real.
That's how your subconscious mind really gets on board.
That makes sense.
So we're visualizing, we're feeling it.
Okay.
But the video also talks about writing down our goals.
Oh, yeah. Why is that so important?
Well, it's all about getting specific, you know? When you put things into words, it takes those vague desires and makes them crystal clear.
Okay.
The act of writing, it helps solidify your vision.
It's like taking that mental picture and turning it into a blueprint, right?
Exactly. A blueprint for action.
But this program isn't just about the mental side of things.
Right.
It also talks about our appearance, about taking action in the real world.
You got it.
It's about aligning our outer presentation with that winner's image we're building on the inside.
Like even small changes in how we present ourselves can send powerful messages both to our subconscious and to the people around us.
It's like that example from the video about Cary Grant.
Oh, yeah.
He basically acted himself into becoming the person he envisioned.
It's a powerful example of how our actions and behaviors shape how we see ourselves and how others see us too.
And it makes me think about all those times I felt stuck, you know?
Yeah.
Like my clothes, my surroundings, everything reflected that feeling.
It all ties in together.
So if we want to feel like a winner, we need to start acting like one, even before we see the results.
That's the idea. And it's not about pretending to be someone you're not.
Right. It's about aligning your actions with your vision.
Exactly.
But let's be real, there are going to be times when we face setbacks, challenges.
Of course, that's part of life.
So how do we hold on to that winner's image when things get tough?
That's where those optical illusions come back in.
Okay.
They teach us that our perception can shift depending on what we choose to focus on.
So it's about directing our attention, our energy.
The video encourages us to adopt that winner's perspective, to see harmony, abundance, even in difficult situations.
I get the visualization, but is there a danger of getting lost in fantasy and not taking real-world action?
That's where the discipline of the program comes in.
Okay.
It's not just about daydreaming. It's about taking concrete steps towards your goals.
Right.
The visualization, it's a tool to fuel your motivation.
But it has to be paired with action.
Exactly. It's like having a powerful engine, but you also need a good steering wheel.
You need both to get where you're going.
Exactly. So what can people do to put these ideas into practice?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, a great starting point is incorporating a few minutes of visualization into your morning routine. Just imagine yourself successfully navigating the day ahead, accomplishing your tasks, feeling confident.
It's like giving your mind a pep talk before you even start the day.
Exactly. You could also try listening to affirmations or motivational podcasts while you're getting ready for work or even during your commute.
Those are good ideas.
And what about incorporating gratitude into your life?
Yeah, what about that?
It's powerful stuff. Take a few moments each day to reflect on what you're grateful for.
Even small things.
Especially small things.
Yeah.
It's all about training your mind to focus on the good.
It's like we're actively training our minds to look for the good even when things are challenging.
Exactly. And another really powerful tool is creating a vision board.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those, but what exactly is a vision board?
It's a visual representation of your goals and aspirations, basically.
Like a collage.
Yeah, kind of. You gather images, quotes, words that resonate with your vision, and you put them all together on a board.
So the idea is you look at it every day for inspiration.
Exactly. It's a tangible reminder of what you're working towards.
This whole conversation has been so insightful.
It's been great.
I'm already thinking about how I can apply these ideas.
Wow.
And remember, consistency is key.
It is.
Make these practices a regular part of your routine, and you'll be amazed by the results.
It's like building any new habit. It takes effort and dedication.
but the payoff can be incredible.
It really can be.
Okay, so to wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
let's recap the key steps for building a winner's image.
Sounds good.
First, you have to get clear about your vision.
What do you truly desire? What does success look like for you?
Exactly. Then you have to believe it's possible.
Even if you don't have all the answers yet.
Then comes the commitment.
Are you willing to put in the work to face those challenges?
It's not always easy, but it's worth it.
And once you've made that commitment, it's time to put the program into action.
Start visualizing, use affirmations, write down your goals.
Don't forget about aligning your outer world with that inner vision.
Right. Pay attention to your appearance, your surroundings, the people you spend time with.
It all matters.
And throughout the journey, check in with yourself regularly.
Make sure your actions are lining up with your goals.
And make sure you're staying true to your vision.
Exactly.
Those are all great points.
I think so too.
Now let's dive into some more practical strategies for incorporating these principles into our everyday lives.
All right, let's do it.
We talked about adding visualization to your morning routine.
Yeah.
But you can also do it before bed.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I often find myself, replaying the day's events in my mind before I go to sleep.
Yeah, I do that too.
So why not use that time to visualize positive outcomes instead?
Exactly. It's a great way to end the day on a positive note and set yourself up for success the next morning.
And another helpful practice is creating a gratitude journal.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
Each day, write down 3 things, maybe even just 3 simple things that you're grateful for.
Yeah, it could be anything, big or small.
I've heard that keeping a gratitude journal can actually, rewire your brain.
There's actually research to back that up.
Really?
Yeah, it helps reduce stress, improve sleep, boosts your overall well-being.
So when you feel good, you're more likely to take positive action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All ties together. So another great strategy is to surround yourself with inspiring content.
Like books, podcasts, that sort of thing.
Yeah, anything that motivates you, lifts you up.
It's like creating a positive echo chamber for your mind.
That's a great way to put it.
Instead of filling your head with negativity, you're consciously choosing to expose yourself to content that supports your growth.
It's about being mindful of the information you're taking in, making sure it aligns with your goals and aspirations.
This whole conversation has been so eye-opening.
It really has.
I'm starting to see how powerful these principles can be when we apply them consistently.
It's amazing, right?
What about you? Is there anything in particular that's really resonating with you?
I'm really struck by the emphasis on emotionalization. It's not enough to just think about our goals. We have to feel them, experience them in our minds as if they were already happening.
That's where the real magic happens.
Exactly. And it ties back to that idea of the power of the subconscious mind.
We're essentially programming our subconscious for success by feeding it those positive emotions.
It's like planting seeds in fertile ground. And with consistent nurturing, those seeds will eventually sprout and grow into the reality we desire.
This has been such a rich and insightful deep dive.
I agree.
But unfortunately, we're nearing the end of our time together for this part.
I know, time flies when you're having fun.
Before we wrap up this part, I want to hear from you, our listener.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
What resonated with you most from this conversation? What are you taking away from this deep dive? What actions are you considering taking?
What area of your life are you most excited to transform using this winner's image concept?
Those are great questions to ponder. Take some time to reflect on them.
And we'll reconvene in part 3 to share our thoughts and continue the conversation.
Until then, keep diving deep, keep exploring, and keep believing in the power of possibility. Welcome back. We've been on quite a journey with this winner's image concept.
It's amazing how much we've uncovered, right? From the power of our subconscious to aligning our actions with our vision.
It's like all these pieces fit together, and it's not just about reaching specific goals. It's like a total shift in how we see ourselves and the world.
Yeah, I agree.
It's about recognizing we have the power to shape our own lives,
The video really drives that point home.
It does.
It's about taking ownership of our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. We're not just along for the ride.
Right, we're in the driver's seat. But what about when life throws us those curveballs?
Yeah.
It's easy to feel like we're back in the passenger seat when things get tough.
It's like building a muscle,
Okay.
The more we practice these techniques, the stronger that winner's image gets.
So the more we visualize, the more real it becomes.
Exactly. Those visualizations, they're like mental rehearsals for success.
So when we face a challenge, we can access that image, that feeling of confidence,
Right.
and use it to get through it.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's about training our minds to respond differently. Instead of fear and doubt, we tap into that resilient part of ourselves.
This has made me realize I spend too much time focused on what's wrong with me, not enough on who I want to be.
It's a common trap.
But are there any other tips beyond what we've already discussed for shifting our mindset and building that winner's image?
Well, one thing that can be super helpful is the language we use. Like instead of, I'm trying to lose weight,
Yeah.
you say, I am healthy and fit.
Oh, I see. So it's about speaking as if it's already happening.
Yeah, almost like you're claiming it.
And even if it feels weird at first, our words have a huge impact on our subconscious.
They really do.
It's like we're planting those seeds of belief through our language.
I like that analogy.
Another tip, I think, is surrounding yourself with supportive people.
Oh, absolutely.
People who believe in your vision, you know.
Mentors, friends, colleagues, people who lift you up.
It's so easy to get dragged down by negativity.
It is. So we have to be intentional about who we surround ourselves with.
But it's important to remember that this transformation takes time.
Yeah, it's a journey, not a quick fix.
There will be setbacks, moments of doubt, but the key is to keep going.
The video really stresses that consistency is crucial.
Makes sense.
Keep practicing those visualizations, keep working towards your goals, trust the process.
And even when we mess up, it's about getting back up and reaffirming that winner's image.
You got it. Embrace the journey, knowing every step, even the stumbles, is part of it.
This whole idea that the winner's image isn't just about personal achievement keeps coming back to me.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
It's about something bigger, you know? Like as we create this inner image of success, it radiates outward.
You're right. It affects not just us, but the people around us too.
Our energy shifts, our confidence grows, and it inspires others to step into their own power.
It's like a ripple effect, creating positive change that goes way beyond ourselves.
What a great point to end on. We've covered so much in this deep dive.
It's been amazing, so many insights.
I'm going to leave everyone with that Emerson quote from the video.
Oh, yeah.
What lies before you and what lies behind you are tiny matters compared to what lies within you.
Powerful words.
It reminds us that our true power comes from within. We have the ability to create incredible lives.
We just have to tap into that power and use it.
So go out there, build that winner's image, believe in yourself, and watch your dreams come true.
And remember, the journey matters just as much as the destination.
Embrace the process, keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in the power of possibility.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring.